Hey everybody, I'm here at the WPYB radio production station and I'm about to narrate the video of me making some of my sausage balls. We'll take you through step by step and we'll have a good time. Here we go.
All right, so here's what you need. You need some Bisquick. You need some cooking spray. You need 2 bags of fancy shred sharp cheddar. You need about a pound of sausage. I use fresh ground from Carly C's here locally. You can use whatever your favorite sausage might be. And then the magic ingredient over there on the right hand side is Caldo de Tomate from Knorr's. And get yourself a big bowl. And we're going to get the Bisquick open. This is a pretty deep bowl because there's a lot of ingredients going into it. So we'll open that up, open the Bisquick up, get yourself a cup, measuring cup, a 1 cup measuring cup there, and also a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon. Now I put the fancy shredded sharp in first. There it goes. And then we'll get the second bag in. The reason I use the fancy shredded is because it blends better than the thicker shredded. So just keep that in mind. Fancy shredded sharp cheddar. If you like to go with mild cheddar, that's fine, but the sharp gives it a real good taste. And that bag wouldn't open, so I had to get the scissors out. So dump that on in there. And then we'll dispose of the bags, get them out of the way. And now for the Bisquick. Just 3 cups. 1, 2, 3. Of course, you know, you don't sift your Bisquick or anything like that. You just dump it right on in. Good old Bisquick. There we go. 3 cups of Bisquick. There goes number 2. And number 3 did not want to come out, so I got to grab the bag. Get out there. Come on. Come on. There we go. 3 cups of Bisquick. Now, get your spatula or wooden spoon or whatever and mix it up to coat the cheese. That's our first step. Mix, 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 mix. Okay. So you mix that real good, get the Bisquick and the cheese mixed up good. This is just helps you out down the road. You just want it all mixed up. Get the cheese and the Bisquick all married together. Get that Bisquick coated all over the cheese. There you go. Give it a good stir. Now, again, you're going to want a big bowl for this. So, all right, set the spoon beside. Now we get the, I'm checking the camera to make sure it's still, I'm climbing up on the chair to make sure the camera's still set right. Okay, yeah, you've got a good view, Randy. Come on back. There you go. Move the chair. All right, now, 1 tablespoon. This Knorr's Caldo de Tomate is good stuff. I use it in Mexican rice. I use it in chili. I use it in a lot of things. So there it is, Caldo de Tomate. You can usually find it in the international section, in the Hispanic section, where all the great spices and everything are there. And a tablespoon is all it takes. It's a tomato chicken bouillon. There it goes. Sprinkle that in. I got my spoon a little too full, so I didn't put the whole thing in there. But 1 tablespoon. Don't go over that because it's just going to be too much. Okay? And now we're going to mix that in. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Get that all distributed through our mixture. This is all still dry, so in fact, it's going to stay dry for a while. We're not going to put any water into this for a while. Okay, now that's all mixed up. Now you're going to go, well, I'm going to go get a spoon so I can dish out the fresh ground sausage. Now this is Carly C's fresh ground mild. If you like it a little spicier, go for it. But you know, for maximum consumption, something that everybody's going to be able to eat. Some folks don't like spicy. Pound and a quarter. You know, don't go much over that for this recipe. But there goes I'm just, you know, slicing pieces off with the spoon. This makes it easier when we start mixing that up. So get that all done. And Carly sees this is really good sausage. It's good for sausage biscuits. It's good for gumbo. Hey, get back there. It's good for just about anything. So get your sausage in. There we go. Every little bit. Get it all in there. There we go. All right. Now, so we've got our ingredients all together. We're not going to need anything else except a little dab of water down the line, and we'll get to that. What I'm doing right now off camera is washing my hands. Wash your fingernails, get them all clean, because you're about to get into it. My hands are all clean. There they are. Now get in there. Now we're going to knead, and we're going to knead, and we're going to knead, and just squish it together. Squish that Bisquick cheese mixture into the sausage, and just, this is the longest part of the recipe, is getting all this kneaded in there. So I'm going to speed myself up a little bit. There we go. Now don't try and do this that fast, because you'll break your fingers, but get in there and just knead and knead and knead. Scoop down to the bottom, pick it up. Scoop down to the bottom, pick it up. Get that cheese and that Bisquick and that sausage all married together. Don't leave big hunks of sausage. Squish it, and just get it really well blended. Now you're going to get to a point, depending on how moist your sausage is, you're going to get to the point where probably no more cheese is going to stick to the kneading, no matter how much kneading you do. And that's when we're going to add just a little bit of water. So I'm still kneading there. I've slowed down, so I've got to the point where I'm going to put my water in. So I've got my tablespoon. There's my old bald head. Getting that tablespoon of cold water. And don't just dump it in, kind of swirl it around. Get it, there you go. Now you should be able to pick up just about everything else that's left in the bowl. If there's any dry mix left down at the bottom, that water's going to help get it in with the rest of the mixer. So knead that on in there. And I don't think I speeded myself up for this, so you're just going to have to watch me knead it. See, I'm mashing it down, picking it up, turning it over, mashing it again, and you see it's picking up everything that's left down in there in the bowl. Now, we added 1 tablespoon, and you may need one more little sprinkle of water, but do not add more than 2 tablespoons, because it's going to make the mixture too runny, and they're going to flatten out into sausage biscuits cookies instead of sausage balls. So there you go. Get that all kneaded. Get it in there, and in a minute, I believe, there's my old bald head again. Squish it, Randy. Squish it. There we go. Okay, we're doing good. Now I'm going to go, and all I'm doing right now is I'm just barely wetting my hands. There might be a teaspoon of water in my hands right now, okay? So there, you see I just sprinkled it in there. Just that little bit makes a big difference. Don't go overboard with the water. Do not. All right, so we keep on trucking, and we're going, now it's getting to the point where there ain't nothing left but a big old ball, one gigantic sausage ball. I break it in half, squish it some more, squish it down. So like I say, this kneading part of it, this is the most important part, because you want to get it really well blended, or I do anyway. I mean, you be you, but this is the way I do. Okay, there it is, one nice big brain size sausage ball. Now I'm going to kind of form it out a little bit, kind of even it up, and this is where we will cut it in half. I'm going to go get my spatula, my sharp spatula, and divide it in half. There we go. Now that you've got it divided in half, you've got enough for 2 pans of sausage balls. Each one will make about 50. Each half of that there will make about 50 sausage balls. So this recipe will yield 100 sausage balls or so, depending on how you pinch off the size of the balls. So there you go. There's your 2 halves. Now set that aside. Now it's time to get our pan. I use air bake pans. The ones that are, 2 layers with some air there in the center. I've always used those, and they tend to keep things from getting too hot and burning on the bottom. Hit it with some cooking spray, and then I kind of distribute the cooking spray all over the pan. Make sure there's a good slick surface on there all over the pan. And then when we've got that done, we that's good, Randy. Coat pan with cooking spray. Now we've got it all coated out with cooking spray. Now it's time to make the actual sausage balls. What you do is you'll just pinch off a little bit. Now don't roll them. Don't pull off a piece and roll it in between your hands, because that's not going to give you the texture you want. It's going to make it too plain. Just pinch it off. See, I'm pinching it off and just squooshing it with my fingertips into a ball. That keeps it light and airy, and it gives you a good texture when it cooks, because you've got some uneven surfaces on it to get just the good texture. So there I'm gonna, and there we go. Pinch in place, about 1.5 inches. You can make them smaller if you want. You can make them a little bit bigger if you want, but not too big, or else the center won't cook, and you don't want that. So about 1.5 inches is what you want. And we're going to get our first row done. And you see, I just fingertip it. Don't roll it. Just pinch off a piece, and you'll be able to judge once you get into it a little ways. Make them all nice uniform sizes. And I'm very particular about lining them up on the pan. And then we get that done. And sometimes you want to pinch a little bit more off and make the ball. There we go. Now we've got our first row, and now let's speed that process up just a little bit so that you don't have to sit through me making 49 sausage balls. Yeah. Now it'd be nice if I could go this fast, but I can't. But here we go. Zip, 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 zip. So I got a row of 7 up top, row of 7 down the side. 7 times 7 equals 49. And so you can see I'm just pinching place and pinch in place, pinch in place, pinch in place. And we're done. There's our first tray of sausage balls. There they are. They're looking good. There's a close-up of them. And now into the oven. All right, preheat your oven to 375. You should already have it preheated. I should have put that first. But anyway, preheat it to 375. And you don't have to spray the balls or anything to get them in. Just up, get in place, you. There we go. Middle rack. In they go. All right. Close it up. And set your timer for 15 minutes. Now, at 15 minutes, you're going to be at a good spot. Now, if you like them a little crunchier, you can go a couple of minutes more. Don't go too much longer, because they're going to get too hard and too dry, but you don't want that. So here they come. Oh, look at those sausage balls. You see how they've slid around a little bit while they were cooking in that coating. Now set them off to the side to cool off. I'm putting them while they were cooking. Of course, I did my other pan, so I'm putting the other pan in. So your yield is about 98 sausage balls. Oh, there they are. So good. So there's your directions. All right, everybody, there you go. Just follow these directions for perfect, delicious sausage balls every time. So good. Well, you can go now. Come on. Fine. I'll see you.